want to be able to serve and build my own community there outside of social media as well. So I'm really excited about that. And it's really going to be all about the killer mindset hacks. I'm going to have a program that teaches you how to fuel that limitless tigress within, to own your power, to attain killer confidence, and to lead by being unapologetically authentic. So I'm very, very excited to launch that because it's been an ask since last year. I just had to laser focus, on my coaching and existing clients. And I had some extra flexibility, and I really put all my effort into that as well this year. So that's the next step.
That really is amazing, killer confidence. I mean, who doesn't want to, I really feel that when you have confidence and you have your values in the right place, because I know a lot of people with confidence that just go into without mastering the dark side or having integrated their shadow, they just, are professionals in mass destruction instead of mass creation, right? So limitlessly, I love that. Please keep me posted for your app and everything so we can share it with everyone. Yeah. But, I had a friend that passed. She was a very well-known author. Her name was Debbie Ford. She used to say about the limitless aspect. She used to say that as you step into your limitless self, because I want to talk about this before we leave. She said that you will be confronted with old habits and patterns that are not necessarily based in truth. Being the truth, and this is something that a great, very critical thinker, spiritual teacher, Krishnamurti used to say. He used to say that the only limitless force in the universe was truth itself, right? So she said, you will be confronted with old habits and patterns that are not necessarily based in truth. The old ways may become your enemy that will show up repeatedly to test you for you to win against them in this battle of the fittest in survival, right? So what do you recommend for people when they begin to attain the confidence? And obviously that's where mentorship comes in and consistency comes in. But what do you see, or what do you recommend for people when they are confronted? They begin to attain their confidence, they begin to move forward, but the old habits, the old self, I always say that my old self, the wise old self is my counselor, but the immature old self is sometimes my enemy. So what do you recommend for people whose old habits and patterns, come back and take over momentaneously of the awareness that you have to be limitless in life?
For sure. No, that's a great question. What I recommend, it happens to all of us, right? We always go back automatically to old habits, but it's really important what you do daily for yourself, just to set your mind up and your day, each day for success, right? So one of the things that I do and share with my clients is practicing daily gratitude, because that really brings us in the present moment and reduces the overwhelm. Doesn't mean that the situation or the thoughts change, but it's just a whole different awareness. So really practicing gratitude, and then really our daily routines, right? So how do you wake up, make your bed? What do you do to prep your day? Because if you just rush and roll out of bed, you're less prepared to handle anything that comes throughout the day, right? So there will be challenges in life. There will be problems, situations, events that happen, but it's all about choosing our attitude. So when life knocks you down, or you're really busy in your mind, whatever it may be, just own it in that moment, address your feelings, don't rush. Take a moment and pause and be like, what triggered this? Just ask yourself, what is happening right now? Have that conversation and then move forward. Like, you choose your attitude, right? So if you're going through something, you may need a break for a moment. That's what I had to do when I had my layoff and divorce. I just had to pause everything because I couldn't go on, because I wasn't mentally prepared to move forward or get another job and just jump into something new, right? So again, it's gratitude, it's your daily rituals, practices, and then choosing to move forward. Like, learn from the experience. Like you said, the past doesn't define us, but it gives us lessons. And then adjust and adapt, and you will push through anything. And if Absolutely. You think of like anything successful, any situation, it was from an uncomfortable or a tough situation. It wasn't from our comfort zone, right? So that's another thing to note. Like, every event has an expiry date, whether it's good or bad, whatever you see it as, it will pass.
Yeah, especially life. So that's why we got to treasure it. I love that you named daily gratitude. I love rituals. I'm such a ritualistic, obsessed person. So,
it's important.
Yeah, it's rituals that matter to you will actually bring you back. When you are out of your mind, that it's literally called out of your mind, because the prefrontal cortex, the executive decision abilities of our brain are like, we just fire them when when our amygdala, when our fight or flight mechanism is overactive, or we freeze when we're overwhelmed, like in a divorce, in a death, a pandemic, you lose your job, you lose something, you really are overwhelmed. Our nervous system gets in overwhelm, and our system to really be calm, which is based on nerves, our nerves. This is literally the vagus nerves is not available for us. So the moment we pause, you mentioned, I always teach about the sacred pause, and just a deep breath, just a detangling yourself from the situation you got entangled yourself with, and the ability to be aware that you are a choice every given moment. It doesn't really matter what's going on, what's happening outside. We are a choice. If something terrible happens, we're a choice how we want to react. If you are in a relationship with someone that is not beneficial for you, had a tough parenting situation, whatever it is, we're a choice always of who we choose to be, what we choose to do, what we choose to think, and even what we choose to feel. It requires focus, mastery, and daily activities and daily tools. The work is daily. And, and I always say, when people ask me, hey, Mom, but spirituality is so easy. I'm like, yeah, come do what I do, or I could speak about mindset every time. Yeah. Show me your results so I can see if that is true. It's daily work. You cannot pause the work, but you can pause yourself to refine your work and make it better. So I love what you're sharing. These are practical tools. So my beloved Lydia, I have a couple of questions from you from our last podcast that was in Spanglish, right? From some of our listeners. So the first question we received is like, Lydia, you are so wonderful. They say the word spying, but we're translating it. In Spanish sounds good. In English sounds like a stalker, but no, we were spying on your Instagram and your Facebook. You are not only a very competent woman, but so incredibly beautiful. How do you deal? That's the question, right? How do you deal with being beautiful and a woman in the business of coaching? I have faced this is a young girl of 22 years. I have faced a lot of discrimination because I'm a woman. I live in Venezuela, and it's really hard right now politically. But I admire any woman that is young and that dares to live their dreams. What would you advise to someone like me that has been very discriminating because I'm a woman trying to be in the coaching business?
Oh, I love that question. That's so nice. This is what I would say. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Being a woman, for sure, it has its benefits and it has its challenges. It's a double-edged sword, right? Beauty, female, male, whatever it is, whatever we get labeled as in this society. But what I would say is, if you stay true to you, again, lead by being unapologetically authentic, and know that you can only control your own actions and your attitude, because people will always have an opinion. And that's what used to shake me up before, seeking that validation and second guessing and doubting myself when I knew I have it all within me. So just own who you are, lead with that, and you will attract those opportunities for business, for personal life, both for yourself, right? Because you can only do what you can. People will always have an opinion. You can be an angel, the best person in the world. They will always have an opinion. However, that opinion doesn't define you. You're only defined by what you bring to the table, what you believe, and how you lead with your daily actions. So I would say, don't ever stop or let anyone dim your spark, and own your actions and lead with your actions and who you are. And other people's opinions, just brush it off and know that some people are hurting. So sometimes they hurt others, they judge because they're in pain. So just try your best to separate yourself from that and pave your own path in life.
Oh, amen. Lydia, I'm going to invite you to a spiritual retreat. And that's my next question, because they asked me, they are asking, this is Josh from a place in Latin America called Monterrey. Lydia, do you offer limitless retreats?
I don't, but you know what? I'm open to suggestions. So in the future, it's all possibilities, right?
Yeah, you never know. We may create something. Wouldn't it be great, Lydia, to be like in a, this is my imagination. In my hallucination and imagination, I imagine Shari giving a huge training for women. I know, gentlemen, also you gentlemen, that'll be with Mr. Grover and Shari, but with women, and you speak, and a lot of our incredible allies speak there. You never know, but the limitless retreat, that sounds amazing, Lydia. So you make no, this is Josh from Monterrey, and he's 19 years old.
Thank you, Josh. I love it. You never know. I'm open to it. We're futuring.
So stay tuned for her app first, and then just stay tuned, because everything evolves. The next question is, and you mentioned it briefly, and then we'll do one more and then we'll finish. But this is a lady. She's 29 years old. She's actually from Estonia, Lithuania and Estonia, that lives in Mexico for many years, and she recently divorced. She is 29 years old. She recently divorced. She said that I feel so lost. I never wanted to divorce. I feel like a divorcee. I feel like a failure. But when I heard Lydia speaking about this, I think we spoke a little bit about that before. It gave me hope that I'm not only a divorcee, but that I'm also something more. Any words of wisdom she has for me to cross over this very hard spot?
Yes. First of all, I know this is going to sound interesting, but congratulations.
I know.
Congratulations. And because it's really when you make those life-changing decisions for yourself, which is the key, is when that growth begins. Okay? So every ending is a new beginning. Whether we see that in that moment or not, that's a different story, because I felt the same. I felt like a failure. I felt broken. I felt shattered until I took that break and slowly got back up, got my game plan on and strategy. And now I'm so grateful for that event, which I saw as a shattering life event, right? So congratulations, because you've just closed the door to an old chapter. And now you're open to new beginnings. That's why I said congratulations. And what I would say is, again, taking that break is important. And I'm not sure how long she's been divorced, if it's fresh or not. But I would just say, work on you, work on being the best version of yourself, and take that divorce or whatever happened in that situation as a lesson, right? Because I'm pretty sure you'll learn something from it. You probably learned what energy serves you, what doesn't, what's toxic, what's not, whatever the reason was. And you also discovered something about yourself as well. It takes two to tango, as they say, right? So that's what I really did. I just took it as a huge lesson. And then once I started that self-discovery and working on me and being the best version of me, all the doors started opening up and those pieces to the puzzle started coming together. So there's no need to rush. Live every day by day, but every day serve yourself. Do something daily. Like I said, those routines, create what works for you, and know what you want, set up a strategy plan for yourself, and then execute. And you will see those pieces of the puzzle coming together.
I mean, the wisdom, Lydia.
True. That's what happens.
You are really pure wisdom. I love this. For me, it's just so refreshing, and I know it will serve her. And she did share with us that she divorced. So you came to the podcast last year, and we this is fresh. This is still fresh. It's a couple of months, and she chose to divorce because of cheating. So and I love what you said to her. Congratulations. Lydia, some of us learn in the hard knocks of school, right? Yes. Some of us don't learn this the first thing. I did it twice, instead of only one divorce.
Giving that power away to others, right, Yvonne?
Exactly.
Just value you and be you.
That's it.
I know it's easier said than done. That's why it takes practice. That's why I said those routines and self-love and nurturing that killer confidence is key. And then you got to laser focus in on what you want, and you will get what you deserve.
Yeah. And, just respecting yourself, just respecting yourself and move on. We make mistakes, move on. We got to pick ourselves up because no one is coming to save us. And, if we didn't learn the lesson first, I do want to tell her something, because when I first divorced, I did it twice, right? That's when I said,